Touchdown. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Red square,
Touchdown.
what's a buckle for my friend them?
I'm black without apology, no feelings, no substance. Africa, the motherland. Understand the richest continent. When me ready, me a step, me no go fear no consequence. See them a come with a weakness and the pretense, no frequency.
What did you want to drink? With water and cran water. Water and cran water. Yes, water is water. Water.
Man come get you to get speech. Look where the civil rights country I preach. Man I get shot, cut them off and be free. And the fruit is a man where you hang from a tree. Can't move, get stopped like a lottery. Revolution spread like a margarine. Cause I'm black, why they bad and free. I can pay women out if I remember seas.
Hello again, world. Thank you guys for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Luck Red Square. Give thanks for tuning in again. Another episode, Music and Marriage podcast. The best thing smoking right now. You know what I
Best
mean?
thing since sliced bread.
Sliced bread. Yeah, you
Sliced
got some
bread. No, but you know them always said it.
Just checking.
Go ahead.
So today we have a special guest, another special guest in the building. Seeing this songstress is one of the emerging talents outside of Jamaica right now. You know what I mean? In a Jamaica and outside. You know when I say outside, you know what I mean? International vibration. Seeing Yeza is with us. Yeza. Yeah, we need to have that, right? Yes, how are you doing, man?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure for you to be here, to have you actually on the podcast. You know, we've been looking at your work and we realize that you're bringing a different energy, a different vibration to music in general. You know, because I really don't want to just say reggae music, because I realize that even though your music is rooted in Jamaican vibration, you know, it still has that great international appeal.
Crossover.
Thank
You
you.
know, from my observation.
Thank you.
So I don't want to just say Jamaican. People always do that, like, you know, and this is just my personal opinion. When they say Jamaican music, Jamaican artists, it's like a vibe, like to hold it down.
Box you in, so
To this space, so to speak. So I really don't want to do that, you know. We love your energy, we love the vibration, and we're glad to have you.
Yes.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, man.
This is the first time I've done something like this, just
Yeah.
dedicated to talking about relationships.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and the music. So
Yeah, we have to
it's
blend it.
interesting, yeah.
We have to blend it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so let me start it this way. I read a little bit of your bio,
Yeah.
and I realized that you graduated from the University of the West Indies.
Yeah, man.
First and foremost, congratulations.
Thanks.
You know,
Big accomplishment at
what was your major?
It was actually a history degree that
History.
I've done. Yeah.
Yeah. What intrigued you about history? Why you chose that
it's interesting.
discipline?
Well, I don't know why. I've always been foolishly following my passions.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah. But at the time, I didn't know what kind of sense it made. Because whatever I loved, I just tried to follow that path as a youngster. And it was the same for history. And then I found also my teachers would persuade me, like, you could do law. And then everybody associated history with law. So it was like, okay, this is my cup of tea then. I can go do history. I love history. And then history would also help me to do law, which everybody thinks I should do.
Okay.
So yeah, that was really the motivation, and went ahead and did it, and it was cool.
How I mean, did you see yourself following history outside of school, or was it just like, just a school vibration, as you say, as you just explained?
No. As I say, I was always following my passion. Says like in school, I found that history was a passion of mine.
Right.
So school actually just brought that to the forefront for me. So I was like, wow, what was happening at a time when I wasn't necessarily alive, but was so impactful to life as we know it now. That was always very intriguing. So I just always wanted to know and always wanted to connect the dots to present time, because it's not about an obsession with the past. It's about understanding where I am now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
most people don't really understand. You can't know where you're going unless you know where you're coming
Exactly.
from. So it's necessary.
I guess to be more clear then with the question, how would you have followed your degree outside of school then? What direction would you have followed a history degree? What
would I have done with it?
Yeah, where would you have gone if you didn't take up music then?
Yeah, so I had my eyes set on like doing law. So I was thinking law, history, that would
Connected.
be compatible with each other, and so I was like, yeah man, I can do law. So yeah, that was the plan until I realized I never wanted to do law. So
It's just like, scratch that.
yeah, scratch
Next
that.
thing, yeah.
See? and I also realized that you own your own business as well. Talk a little bit about that. The hair. Pronounce it for me. Kuzuka.
Yeah. So we're doing we're currently in the process of revamping and thing, but we're definitely not gone. We're kind of switching directions from being on spot every day in the shop to actually offering something that the world can enjoy. So just like I keep that under wraps for now, but we're working on it.
Sounds interesting.
Kuzuka Natural, it started between me and my sister and Tony. We met each other when we were in college. She actually never attended UA. She went to Maritime.
Okay.
And we really clicked, and we were all about just kind of inspiring young women for kind of appreciate themselves and them image
Definitely.
as just what they are and who they are and how they look.
Definitely.
So that was something that we did, and I'm very proud to say that our liquor shop on Ripon Road actually helped a lot of young women who actually went, some of them from my high school, some of them from all over the place, to just appreciate their hair. We would actually be counseling people about their hair on a day-to-day basis, helping them to appreciate their self-image. So
yeah, definitely. We
That
give thanks to that.
That is very, very
Very
important.
important.
Very, very important, especially in the time that we're living right now. Like, it's very important for us to show these young girls that, it's not only what society says is beautiful, is considered beautiful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Whatever skin you're in, you love it and you just
Love
embrace
it, appreciate it. Yeah,
So
man.
that's-
Especially because we have a daughter too, you know what
Exactly.
I mean?
amazing, yeah.
She's a teenager now.
I saw,
So
I saw her just
yeah.
man.
yeah.
So,
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We have to
So,
drill them things in our head, that
Yep.
listen, what you see on the internet and on the TV is okay. Everybody have their own culture, but be rooted in yourself, know yourself.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
That's exactly why history is important to me.
Yeah.
So like everything comes together with just, I don't know, I'm just always interested in development of self. I think that we're very powerful people.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, man. We saw that in 2018 you made your first promo tour to the UK.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It was amazing.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the experience.
I don't even know what to say or where to start. It was an eye-opener
Seeing?
because I experienced so many different things that just kind of made me rooted and made me appreciate our culture a whole lot more than I did before. And it's not to say that we never appreciate the culture, but also when you really see how everyone else responds to something that you don't even value as much as you should. Because, value something, but there's always the next level they are, the next level they are.
Yeah, something that opens your eyes to say, you know what,
Yeah.
we need to value this more.
So that was that for me. It just opened my eyes to how important the culture is.
Seeing? What song made open that door for you, so to speak?
at the time it was Ari, everything is Ari, and to go back to the point I was just making, like, I never really considered that song to be anything of, you know, great value. I just literally just do it, and I was like, oh, let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
And then I realized that they really loved it over there. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it goes sometime.
Yeah.
You know, it's that track that you record that, you know, you might not be feeling so wonderful about.
Yeah.
That the world just love.
Yeah.
You know,
real.
it happens. Trust me, it happens to me a lot too. You know. Another thing that I really wanted to get, you know, like a feedback from you from is well, first let me say congratulations again on being featured on BT. You know, have a song or a project being featured on BT. We saw that, and you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
What was that first feeling like for you when you first heard that news that you know you have a track, you're featured on a project, or this is your is it your project? Is it your project or
it's a collaboration?
A collaboration.
But it's actually on Monkey Mark's album. He's the producer from Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a part of. It's actually the lead single from his album.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
But what was that initial feeling for you when you heard that?
It was amazing. I watch BET. I watch 106 and Park.
Yes.
That was my thing when I grew up. So I don't know if I can put words to it. It was just like, you know, I'm actually doing what I always wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a good vibes. It's a joy to, you know, enjoy what you always wanted to do. Some people are stuck in jobs all over the place and
miserable. And BT is a big deal because I remember growing up watching BT. So
listen,
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal, man. Freestyle Fridays,
Big Tigger and the basement,
and even before
hits from the streets and Cedar's World,
the virtual lady,
106 in Park, So BT's a big deal. So that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah, man, big up yourself for real, and big up Monkey Mark too, you know.
Monkey Mark,
and the other artists that are also on that project.
Also Black Hero
and Turbulence as well, right?
Yeah,
man. Big up the other artists, you know. So yes, my queen.
It's not my time now.
My queen. We don't want to take over your show as usual
he's
because
done with the music talk now. So he's like, all right.
No, the music talk can continue. You know?
I realized from
the music talk can continue.
Episodes.
Yeah.
It's just you have to. Me know go on because me take over your whole thing and run here for the set.
Music thing for the wall session. me know it's your thing that.
I would really want to interview you guys too, you know.
Oh really? That'd be interesting.
Honestly, because I'm like, okay,
we're down.
You guys are interesting.
Yeah, we're down.
We're
down.
Thanks.
Question I wanted to ask you before we get into the topic. I watch reality TV. One of my favorite is Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know why, maybe because I'm from Georgia-ish, so it's kind of. But there's a girl on there where she's an actress, and her husband, like, he just leaves for like days at a time, just like goes away, no calls, there's no phone, there's no contact, nothing. She doesn't know where he is, and he just disappears. How would you feel about being in a relationship with someone where it just just so easily to disconnect and just do their own thing and not think about the unit as one, but think about just themselves?
So no communication at all? No
communication at all. For the whole 3 days that he's gone, she don't know where he is, who he's with. And then when she's asking him, like, he's so evasive, he's just like, I went to Tampa. She's like, where did you go in Tampa? Tampa? So Tampa and I have no hotel, Tampa and I have no city. Like, what's going on? Like, you know?
For me, it's unacceptable.
Okay. Unacceptable. Just plain unacceptable.
Yeah. No, okay. I don't tolerate that.
I agree with you. Because when she's actually, you know, was okay with it and she took his answer and just left it at that, like, okay.
Yeah, but some women are okay with a certain type of relationship.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Disappearing and I don't know where you are, who you're with, what you're doing now.
To inquire is to stir up.
Oh, when I said,
you know, certain things that you might not want to hear. As a woman.
Okay. No.
And even as a man too.
No. I like to stir. I'm a sure.
Yeah, some women like to stir. Some women like to stir, and that's fine. But I mean,
stir up. No,
what I'm trying to say is you have some women that are okay with, and some men and women that are okay with a certain level of communication in relationships.
But no communication is,
and it works for them.
Yeah, and that's no communication.
My addition to that is that would have to be an understanding. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't an understanding of theirs.
If there's a breach of what we actually set out to do, and that now is our issue that we need to deal with.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we can understand that also, but I feel like we as individuals, we have to allow the relationship to grow to that level and not directly demand it right away. Like, you have to understand everything is stages.
But they've been married for about 7 years. So at the time, like, we should be past the stages. We should be on the pedestal. Like, we don't need to be stepping on nothing. We're there already.
Yeah.
You can't be serious.
Don't get me wrong, but I disagree with you.
Yeah.
It's not a disagreement we're having here.
The answer sounded mad shaky, B. Mad shaky. I don't know. We ain't even getting to the topic and you started already.
Don't get me wrong. It's not a disagreement we have. Right? I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Okay.
What I am saying, though, is that we have to allow for things to grow. There must be a room. There must be some room there.
There's always room for growth.
However, you see a certain behavior, and you can address it a certain way, and we move forward from there. You understand
what you're saying? And for me, it would kind of take that form there, because I would approach him like, okay, you've done this. What was the meaning? We can talk about it. If your answers are
like the
kind of
answers
rebellious
that she,
and kind of just being
rebellious.
Difficult,
then
there's a problem.
Whoa, rebellious.
No, like the answers that he gave,
No, I'm good with talking and having communication. Like, I'm good with sitting down, but as I said, after 6 years, you should know how to roll.
Exactly.
We shouldn't be going over 100%. This. We shouldn't be singing the same song 6 years into the marriage. Like, if we have this established from day one, like, this is what I'm not going to tolerate and this is what I'm cool with, that's fine. But when 6 years into it, you come in here, you just disappearing. I don't know who you with, where you doing, what you doing, like, and then you just pop up 3 days later. Hey, baby, where? Where?
Hey, baby,
where? Where?
All the boys and the girls in the back.
Yeah, you better stay in the back. Not today.
No, I agree with you 100.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
I agree with you 100.
So, topic of the day.
Yes, topic of the day.
What comes first? Would you prefer to have, if you're in a long-term relationship, whether long-term or short-term, because there's no terms on when someone falls in love, but what would you prefer? To get a ring first, or would you prefer to get the keys to his place first, if you guys aren't living together at that time?
Ring or key first?
So it's like the knee or the key? Which one do you think is more important?
The knee or the key? I like that little phrase. It worked.
I think that I don't really think of my life in that term, to be honest.
Okay.
As far as getting married?
Yeah, I don't. I really feel like the situation will be something that is unique to us, whoever that person is. And we just know that in order for us to carry through with whatever we're doing, if it's marriage, if it's whatever the case is, we have to be prepared for that, whether it's house or whatever the case is. I don't know which one will come first. But I just feel like if we are making moves towards that preparation, I'm good.
Okay, so just
as long as there's progress.
As long as there's progress being made to that end, then you're fine with.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not
whatever comes first.
Okay, I need to have this or
so
that.
You're not going to put any demands out there like, well, if this is not done by a certain time, I'm leaving.
Yeah. I'm not really that kind of girl.
Yeah, you're just simple. Yeah, I'm like that too. I'm simple, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna have my foot on your neck still. Like, listen, playboy, you ain't gonna be wasting my time, okay? Because at the end of the day, my time. I demanded.
She demanded.
If you want to say that, that is your opinion. But
she demanded that I
come
to
wrong,
that I come to some kind of
we were together for
decision.
9 years at that time.
Yeah,
we had one child. what am I going to continue to keep on being your baby mother? Nah, Playboy, I wasn't raised like that. Yeah. In my household where I was raised, it was a husband and a wife because I was raised with both my parents.
Yeah.
So that is how I feel like I wanted to raise my children.
And the thing is, I have similar standards. It's just my approach maybe a little bit different.
I mean, marriage is not for everyone, and at that time, if something fits, why mess up something that's not broken? Exactly. If you guys are good with the, just being together, it's okay. But for me and him, no. You did that for me to move out of something because it was becoming a waste of time at a point. Like, what are you doing? I
feel the same way. I mean, at the end of the day, we're raising kids. Yeah. We're doing all of these things.
Exactly.
We have to, at some point, be practical. And I agree with that.
Like, you got to figure it out. Like,
we have to figure it out.
We started young. So, by the time we were 25, some might look at it as, okay, that's young to get married. But we were together since I was 15 and he's 18. So it was just like, okay, you gotta...
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, so you gotta do something. Like, we're not gonna sit here and keep wasting my time. So if you're not gonna do it...
So what did you demand?
I had to let him know, like, listen, we have a child. I'm not gonna continue to be your baby mama. So you gotta figure it out. It's either you want to have a marriage and you want to have a family, or you just want to be parents. And we can do whatever it is that you want to do.
But the thing about that is that...
It was no love loss. It was no disrespect. It was just like, listen, we got to figure it out. Yeah, because he was comfortable with, okay, you just being my baby mama. He was cool with that. Like, he loved that type of lifestyle. That's what, I'm saying, he's cool with that.
I think it's more like probably the Jamaicans.
No, we were raised in the same area.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So him can't use that as an excuse.
Maybe I have something else as a difference.
No, the thing about it, is that
he had other options, and my thing was there ain't gonna be no other options because I'm the main course. So you gonna figure out what you want, and you gonna let it be, or I'm gonna keep it pushing.
The thing about it, yes, is that sometimes you need that push, so to speak, to become better than you were.
I know all about that because
you know what I mean.
I know all about that.
It's not what she's saying is it sounds on the camera. It might sound harsh and strong, but it is what it is.
It is, yeah.
You know what I mean, and you have to be able to evolve as a person, especially if you are in a relationship with someone that you say you love. You know what I mean? And I mean, don't get it wrong. I wasn't even thinking like this.
Exactly. Marriage wasn't on his mind.
During that time.
So that's what I mean.
And even after we got married, I still wasn't thinking in that way.
It took a couple years to
still get it right. It took a time for me to actually come to that, self-actualization and to that, this is... This thing that we have is a great thing. It's an awesome thing. Yeah. And we have to embrace it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be comfortable in it. And become comfortable in it. So it's nothing was, I mean, at the time.
Yeah.
You're a man. You don't know. You look on certain things a certain way. You do your own thing.
You have to go give Tasha.
You have to go do a bag of things. But I respected that she trusts the process.
Yeah, and understand I did give him his time. Like, that was one thing I made sure. Even though I was very harsh and very stern on certain things, like, I gave him time to
come to
to be who he is and just be comfortable with everything. Because I didn't want to force it down your throat.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna put it.
That's important.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add with all of the things that you guys have said is just to reinforce like the power of the feminine energy. And that's not to take away anything from what you have done. But I realized through my personal experience as well that sometimes the male is very powerful, but at the same time there really needs direction at intervals to really get them to the place that they need to be in terms of their masculinity. I've realized that.
You need some applause.
And I've seen that, and I've done that also in relationships, and it's just incredible because sometimes we don't communicate it well as women, but when we do, it amounts to some of the greatest men around.
Definitely. I agree with that.
What does pressure applies and make diamond? Like you gotta put that pressure sometimes. Not too much pressure is not good, but you have to put a little bit of force, especially when you see the goodness in the man.
Exactly.
I just
you
also
see the
want to
potential.
add to add that sometimes women have to also understand that a man is a man. He's born with this, this bravado, this dominance,
this foolishness
in his head. So it's like, if this is what the society has taught you, then, so to speak, it's not an easy thing to get a man out of the frame of mind there and get him to understand, say, yo, the feminine energy, as you say, is a strong one and one that is not lesser than the male energy.
Exactly.
But equal.
Yeah.
You understand what I say?
In different ways.
Yeah. So it women have to understand that.
Sometimes it's good to unlearn.
That's what I say. Yeah.
Because
you can't unlearn it.
Yeah.
You can't.
But you have to allow a man for
yeah, but if you give a man the time for him take him time, you're gonna be there 50 years. You're gonna be old and gray. Like you what you gonna do? What's the purpose? Like no.
yeah.
Stop
So
playing.
at some point too, we have to kind of just meet people where we know say
they are,
or they're flexible enough to can take.
the pressure that you're gonna get.
Yeah, they're flexible enough to can actually take heed, because otherwise you really just have to leave somebody to their own time of this self-discovery and understanding.
And what is that time for you? Like what you're in a relationship and I mean you just answered it earlier, but suppose that you see that it's not going forward then at the pace that you want it to go. What is that time where for you that you say, I'm gonna draw the line, I have to step back from this because it seems like it's not gonna end how?
That's a very tricky question, and I think that it has to be unique to everybody's situation, because you take for example one relationship, what you have to make sure you do is study all of the characteristics, study the patterns, understand what you're dealing with and the specific situation. Now, we can assess that now and say, well then, based on all of these things that we know, all of these things that we want to put forth, if the person, for example, don't meet any of these deadlines where them personally set for themselves in order to accomplish or move towards accomplishing whatever we want to talk about or whatever is necessary, then you realize that, well, you can't really invest any longer in this with time and energy. So that time period might be different for everybody.
Because some people could be 1 year, some could be 5.
What's it for you?
For me, it would be around 6-7 months. God, brother, I'm not time for years. However, I gave him time, and it was about 9 years for us, where it was just like, all right, you need that little nudge now. Like, what you doing?
Yeah,
like something has to give.
That's a lot. I don't think I ought to.
Exactly. A lot of women are not going to sit there for 9 years. Like, because my thing is, as I said, we started young. So for me to give him like at 21, 22, to be like, oh, we got to get married now. That's kind of unfair. Like, you still want to live your life, and I don't want to tie you down into something where you're going to regret, and then it's going to be resentment there, and then it's going to be like, oh, I have to go do this out there, or, whatever other case is. So my thing was just, let me give you your time. When you get everything out your system, where I feel like, okay, I've had enough and I can't do no more of the foolishness, then we got to get it together. And that's what it was for me. It was like, all right, in our 10 year, that's when we got married, being together 10 years, and it was just like, all right, we got to do something.
And it's been how long now?
I agree with that.
18,
Because
we've been together 20 years this year and 10 years married. So it's a long time. It's a lot of things that we've been through. But at the end of the day, as I said, like I always tell people, for me, it's always worth it because I saw the potential in him. I saw what he could have been, but he just needed.
And me see the potential in a sheet.
Papa.
Ramp with me.
It's important. That's why I love the balance. The balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. It's just so it's for stay. It's amazing. It's balance. There is something in you that she doesn't necessarily have because she cannot have. and the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
True.
I feel like that just balance out itself. It's necessary. It's
That's
needed.
us. Like we're balanced. Like he's my balance. Like I'm the type of person where I'm gonna tell you how I feel, and whether you like it or not, that's just how it's gonna roll. It's not gonna be disrespectful, but you're gonna know how I feel. Like whether good or bad, you're gonna know.
And me are the type of person.
And he's the type of person where he's just like,
you're gonna tell you everything about me, you know.
Mana.
No, more you tell me the opposite. More you
He's just
describe
more
it.
like, if all right, let me put it in this
Yeah.
way. If we're in a
You see
situation
what
and something
you
is
know
happening,
me not like, oh you gonna dress it up. Me know why you dress it.
You know me not dress it up. You know me not dress up. Me not talk. Alright?
Give it to the same way.
Raw, just like that.
Alright.
In a situation like we're cool and everything, like we're. What was the question? Shit, you made me
I
forget.
see it, adapt me I tell you. So you know says a lie, you go tell upon me, you know. You know that. You know that, right?
So you were explaining that he was different in whatever way. You are more
Yes,
blunt.
I'm the more blunt type person, and
Yeah.
he's more like the. All right, babe, I could just leave it alone. Nobody say nothing. Just make it go on roll, man. That's just easy. And I'm the type, no, because here why we don't like this, me don't like this. I need to say this, and here why so me feel. So them I gonna know.
Yeah.
He's the type of person where he's always.
I like hurt feelings.
All right, thank you guys for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I'm your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Black Red Square, and we want to give thanks to our special guest.
Thank you for having
coming
me.
in.
It was so fun.
Yeza. You know what I mean? Again, tell them the people where they can find you on all social media platforms.
So guys, make sure you follow me at YEZA. That's Yeza.
Yes.
Music on all platforms: Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that.
Yes.
Big artists. Make sure you guys get
Yeah.
tuned with it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us again. Make sure you guys just go like, subscribe, share, comment
Yes.
on this and other previous episode of our podcast. We're available on all streaming platforms.
Yes.
Thanks again. We're all good people.
And remember
Peace.
too that the merch is out.
Oh yeah.
Don't
if you
forget.
guys need any merch, go to www.justbagit.com
Yeah.
for all of your music and marriage merch.
Yes.
We're all good people.